Welcome back, everybody. So this is video 3 of a 3-video series. First video was jobs that AI is going to crush. Second video was jobs I don't think are going to be impacted by AI. And this video is jobs that I think will be created as a result of AI. Let's get into it. I've talked in the previous 2 videos about how AI is going to affect the labor force. And of course, there are 2 things working here that could be positive in terms of creating jobs. First of all, we've got this expansion of AI. So how do we run it, manage it, make it all work? So what are the jobs that are going to enable that to happen? And secondly, and I think this is quite important, that as AI becomes more pervasive in our industries, that the regulation of AI becomes more important. And regulation means jobs. If you are regulating a particular area, then people are going to be employed to make sure that the use of that technology meets that regulation. So today I'm going to go through 10 roles I think will be created or expanded as a result of AI and the implementation of AI in industry. Okay, so the first job I think we're going to see, and I think we're starting to see a few of these, are Chief AI Officer or AI Governance Lead. With bits of legislation like the EU AI Act and the UK Online Safety Act, etc., I think that organizations, as they implement AI, as AI it makes more of the interactions between themselves and their clients and their partners, etc., there will be a requirement in organizations to have somebody responsible for the governance of that AI and how it works. I think we're already seeing those roles appear. I think we will see them appear very soon in all of the major companies and the middle companies, and somebody will have responsible for AI and governance. Alongside that, I think we will see a requirement for AI auditors. So ISO 42001, I think, is an audit standard for AI. I think we're going to need to have people that are able to do those audits and report on them and do all that good work that auditors do. So AI auditors, a new role. I think we'll see them very soon. That's an area you're interested in. Might be an area for you to start training for. Role number 3. I think there will be a AI safety specialist, a red team specialist. So the person that tries to break the AI, like this sort of ethical hacker that we've had in the past, but who tries to jailbreak the AI, tries to inject prompts, etc., is trying to get data out of AI. I think that's a new role that we will see over the next year and will be important in terms of that assurance of AI and how AI works. So that AI safety specialist, I think that's a role we're going to see. We'll see. Role number 4, AI incident response. So we are going to have problems with AI. They are going to break rules. They're going to get things wrong. They're going to do things. They're going to hallucinate. They're going to make mistakes. How are you going to respond to that crisis? I think that we will have a certification specialist. We'll have response leads to be able to deal with the problems that AI produces. Be a whole new area of activity. But AI incident response lead, I think, is a role we're going to see in the next 12 to 18 months. People are going to have to start being able to do that activity. Role number 5. So this is interesting. I talked earlier about potentially using AI to create synthetic human responses for marketing, etc. So I think we will need a synthetic data engineer. Who's going to create that data? Who's going to check that it really mirrors what a human response would be? This is an area where I think there is a skill requirement. But I think that synthetic data engineer is a job that we perhaps don't hear about today. I think we will do in the future. So synthetic data engineer, role number 5. Role number 6, I'm going to call this a knowledge engineer. So I think LLMs are really good, and clearly are really good at taking a whole load of knowledge and then synthesizing that into a response. But I think we will need a continuing requirement for somebody to be able to oversee that knowledge. Somebody who is able to pump in new bits of knowledge, to give weighting to new bits of knowledge that's been created. How do we compare, if you think in the health sector, there's a new breakthrough in terms of a drug. Does that wipe out all the previous knowledge that we've had? Or does that enhance the knowledge that we've had? How do we make that work? So a knowledge engineer, somebody who understands how knowledge is used by the LLM and is able to make sure that that knowledge is used effectively. Really interesting. Number 7. So obviously a lot of these roles come from the problems we identified with AI. And one of the problems is the opacity of AI. You just don't understand how it's got to that decision. So I think there will be a requirement for an explainability or interpretability engineer, somebody who can look at data, look at how an LLM has worked, look at how the algorithm works, and explain that data. So as we get to use LLMs, we use AI for more complex, more mission critical, life critical, high risk systems, being able to understand how it's got to that decision will be increasingly important. So I think there's a role there for somebody to do that. Maybe it'll have a completely different name, but explainability or interpretability engineer, that was my go at it. Role number 8. So as I've shown in multiple videos over the last year, AI has the ability to create incredible bits of work and art and blogs and papers, etc. But as I've also said, we really value the creativity of humans. And we also, it's really important that if we see something that is produced and we believe it comes from a human, that it comes from a human. So I think we will have a set of roles around content provenance or forensic, deepfake forensics, etc. People that can look at things that have been produced and identify and perhaps certify whether this is a real human interaction or whether this is something that's been produced by AI. And as AI becomes more pervasive in our society, these sorts of certifications will become really important. So role number 8, something around content provenance or deep fake forensics, something like that. I think those are roles we're going to see appearing over the next few years. Role number 9. One of the really cool things about AI is the use of AI agents. And we've seen that AI can produce its own sort of orchestration of agents, etc. But I think there is a human role to effectively manage, architect, if you like, the automations that organizations use. Because it's really difficult to code sort of long string decisions. So you can code, go off and do this, and then you can say, if you find an error, then go and look somewhere else, come up with another plan. But if you don't find an error, but you do find some information, then what do you do? And I think there will be real skill in the architecture of automation. So I think that AI agent orchestrator or automation architect, I think those are roles we're going to see appear, and I think they'll be really valuable. So that's role number 9. And role number 10, hopefully, so AI coach or somebody to help people learn AI, to become confident using AI, to be able to use AI safely and effectively in their organizations or their lives. So I think this is the teaching, the understanding of AI. And I see that as a human to human interaction, understanding the strategic requirements of AI rather than just the IT requirements. And I think that companies will buy this coaching and support and consultancy in the upcoming years. There may be a time when it's not required anymore, but I think for now there will be an increasing demand for that consultancy around AI. What do you think? Have I missed anything? Are there jobs that you think we're definitely going to need that I haven't got on my list? If there is, put it in the comments below. I'd be really interested in your point of view. So AI, so the final message here is that AI is absolutely going to be replacing some jobs, but I think it's also going to be creating new roles that we haven't imagined yet. And what we need to do as leaders in business, in AI, in our communities, is to support our communities to transition from those roles that are at risk into those roles that are being created, and helping them with support, with guidance, with training, with opportunities to get the experience required to be able to do that. And I see that very much as part of what this channel is about. Help us to make that transition into a new exciting world with AI, but that brings our communities along with it. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out the other two. And I've been the Professor. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.